Hello, beautiful people. This is Daylina Tenen. You're listening to According to Mike and Tony, the best podcast in all the land.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, According to Mike and Tony proudly presents According to Mike and Tony with your co-hosts, Mike Pierce.
Tony Dollar here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 6. Some people may be wondering, what the hell happened to episode 5?
What the fuck is episode 6? You gonna skip? You guys can't count?
Yeah, we skipped episode 5. We didn't actually skip it. It was a great episode. We recorded it with John Lutzo, who is a local musician, played in a lot of bands, done about 30 years of playing, touring, recording, and we had some technical glitches, and we lost the entire episode after recording an hour and a half.
Our bad world.
Yeah.
Our bad.
So this is episode 6. It is not episode 5. Episode 5 you will never hear because it's gone.
But guess what? It was really good. And so you should actually be jealous that you guys didn't hear it and we did.
Anyway, welcome everybody. Today's guest, Antoine Simmons. What's up, buddy?
What's going down, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. That is not Barry White. It really is Antoine Simmons. just to clarify. Also in studio, we got Dom Impey back again.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. Thanks for coming in, joining your buddy.
Can you do the pudding thing real quick?
If you get the Jell-O pudding and you put the rape drug in it, then you get the girl, then you lay her down and you blah.
As you can tell, it's going to be a crazy night. We got a shitload of motherfuckers in here tonight.
We got Fireball, we got beers, we got crazy people.
Marky Mark on the couch.
What's up, man? Just a little chilling, getting a little post up.
Yeah? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm glad to be here, representing for the couch guys.
Represent
the potatoes out there.
All the potatoes out there,
Holy shit, man. Well, let's get into it a little bit. So my first question is, you're in a band, a badass band, which I thoroughly enjoy. I enjoy you guys' music. Puff Puff Beer.
Yes.
How did you come up with the name?
Oh, man. That I get that question, and I still don't know how to answer it, man. I think that just came down from the beer gods, Straight up, Whiskey Jesus. Praise Whiskey Jesus. And one day I was just at work and I was selling beer and I was like, and I was high and I was like trying to think of the name for this band. And I'm like, I don't know two things that I like more than smoking weed and drinking beer.
It's a great name. It's a great name.
I just thought it was just.
Dom said it on the podcast. We all erupted into laughter and then immediately thought, I want to fucking hear that. Yeah. That sounds great. And it is great, man. I've checked out a lot of the music online. We were talking a little bit about that. It's real good stuff. You guys, now you're from Oregon. You're originally, where are you originally from?
Originally from Dallas, Texas.
Really?
And I'm not a Cowboys fan.
Oh.
Sorry, then you're not a fan of America.
The Cowboys are not America's team anymore.
All right, whatever. Anyway.
Wait. Who's America's team, Mark, real quick?
Broncos, baby.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah,
we can edit that part out.
So you're originally from Texas. I know you lived here in Colorado for a little while, too.
I grew up here after about the age of, I want to say, 15 or somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. I grew up right in the ACO. All right. I like that's how I know Mark. Me and Mark go back. We used to break dance back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, back then.
What happened to your break dancing, Mark? How come you don't dance? You don't dance at all anymore.
Man.
Had the baby.
I just used dancing as a form of picking up ladies.
So now you had the baby. Now you're just representing the couch guy.
The baby, couch, whatever.
All right, we're doing it.
Peacocking.
So how long have you been out in Oregon for?
I've been in Oregon for, I don't know, I think I'm going on 4 or 5 years. Five? Yeah.
Years.
I've been out there for a little bit.
How do you like it out there?
Dude, I like it, man. It's tight.
I grew up in California in Fresno, and then I spent about 8 years living up in Humboldt County, way northern California.
Humboldt is tight. Shout out to the weed smokers out there.
Yeah, indeed. It's a great place. I got some friends still in Oregon. I got some friends in Washington and stuff too. So Pacific Northwest, man, it's a beautiful place. If I lived anywhere besides Colorado, that's where it would be.
Yeah, and there's no taxes,
Oh,
that's the best part.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
there's no taxes,
and they legalize weed too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Washington is Oregon. Oregon just did, right?
Portland.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. So Seattle, they fucked it up. So hopefully Portland can figure it out, and we kind of can do what Denver did and get on the right track with it.
Yeah. It's gonna follow suit everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's inevitable.
Considering how much money the state makes.
Yeah.
because of that.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous, and all the numbers people predicted would happen is happening. I mean, they're raking in tons of money from it. You know, DUIs are going down, drunk driving incidents, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's all going down because people are a lot more chilled out. So.
Yeah, niggas is like, I ain't gonna. I did. You know, I still don't like this nigga. Like, I still got beef with you, but I'm high. Fuck, I'll just shoot this nigga tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely has a way of
wait till
mellowing
this
people
wears
out.
yeah. I don't fuck up my high, nigga. Like, you know.
You lucky I just puffed.
Oh man. So okay, and so you guys got a following for sure out there. I've seen some videos. You pack houses, man. It's good stuff, and they don't seem like your run of the mill fans. Those are some rowdy people that are into some good times and.
Yeah, you know, we got started at the college scene, so I think that helped a lot.
Okay.
And I mean, I guess if you're coming to a show, either you don't know, you're like, oh, puff up beer, I want to see what these guys are all about,
based on
or
the name.
you know, and you're like, I'm about to drink like a 12-pack. Take a couple shots and then show up at the show because I know what it's about.
You know? Have a good time, man.
yeah. So.
Yeah, you guys actually don't you have a song? You have a song called "Good Times," right?
Yeah, Good Times.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, that tune is awesome.
Everybody likes that song.
You know, it's got such a good combination. First of all, I mean, I have to say it is kind of catchy, which is a good aspect to have. But what I love about it is we talk about this. We talked about this is one of the reasons I'm not a Drake fan, and there's some big artists I'm not that into. Authenticity, dude. The lyrics in that song, I can hear it. I can hear it in your voice. People telling me to stop smoking. People telling me to chill out. You know, whatever. I'm terribly paraphrasing lyrics. Have you heard it, Mike? Did you?
The one that no, I have not yet.
Yeah, you'll definitely take a listen afterward. It's a real good tune. But
thinking about putting it out for karaoke. I think that'd be pretty cool.
So people could karaoke to it.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Damn, that's a great idea. I haven't heard any musicians talking about putting out karaoke versions of their
I'm sure
songs.
that's gonna kill out. Everybody's gonna want to sing that when they're drunk or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bring it over to our family, right, Mark? Filipinos, they get down on karaoke.
Yeah, they do.
Sing the fuck out of that
Shit, I put out a Mexican version too because it's Mexican. They know what to do with it.
I grew up in Aurora as well, and there's this Korean karaoke place right off of Havana in Florida, right by that Costco.
I've been there.
Dude, you can make your own fucking CD there. So you can do it, and it'll record a CD, and then you can just listen to it and see how terribly drunk you were that night singing these songs. I had a buddy, Leroy. He was singing September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and he was
that's
blasted.
a good
That's
Leroy was like, da-da-da, teppa-teppa-tamber, da-da-da, teppa-teppa-tamber.
Slaughter a good song, and then you got a memento to remember what you did to that beautiful song. Oh, that's funny.
Right.
So how did you guys? So the following kind of came out of the college thing. What school are we talking about?
U of O.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very
And no,
cool.
I did not go to U of O. I just partied there.
Marcus
Shout out to
Mariota
UO.
just
Did he
just
win?
won.
He
just
won it.
I saw that he's the
Wow.
first Oregon guy to win
shout
the
outs
Heisman
to-
Trophy.
Yeah, shout outs
to number 8.
Yeah.
He did his thing this year. You know, I was
yeah.
I thought they was gonna jip him. I really did.
I
Did
thought
you?
Amari Cooper
Yeah.
could possibly get it. That's because
For sure.
I'm an Alabama fan, though. So.
Yeah, I see that from the sweatshirt you got on there,
Roll
buddy.
Tide.
Nice. I actually didn't know that about you.
It's totally Marcus Mariota's award to have.
Yeah.
He had a great season.
Good on him, man, and that's cool for Oregon too, man.
Yeah, shout outs to all the Duck fans out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but yeah, we got started at U of O. I was living in the co-ops at the time, which is this, if you can imagine, like the biggest crazy hippie fuck fest.
Campbell Club.
Yeah, shout out to the Campbell Club. It was insane. We played a lot of music, and that's when I started making music with Dom.
Yeah, we started the MPs around that time. Well, we started the MPs in college when we were at Casper.
Oh, yeah,
But we
this
never really did a show because we were just high. And unmotivated. Like, we would write songs, right? And then we get high, and then we'd be like, whatever.
Total stereotypical. Great ideas.
Yeah, we should sing that in front of people.
That'd be fucking awesome.
You take a quick puff and all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Or we could just play this Madden.
Well, that's the good thing about these guys, though, is that it's talking about the karaoke kind of the experience you were talking about, where it captures that moment where you're singing it. These guys do that too, because I've seen some YouTube videos that blew my mind. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about a song. It was called Valhalla. What's it called? Valhalla Boogie.
Valhalla Boogie, yeah.
Valhalla Boogie. That thing took me to another dimension, buddy.
See, the thing about Valhalla Boogie is Carson, the bassist, Carson Smith, he came up with this really cool riff. It's dun, dun. It's just basically one chord. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
And I was just fumbling around with lyrics over it. And eventually I said, You don't have to know how to party. We will show you. And Antoine was like, stop. Just say that 4 times, and that's the song. And we did it.
Dude, it's such a good tune, and I even wrote this down because I was like, what the hell does this remind me of? And to me it was like Cake meets Bjork with a little bit of the Muppets in there.
Hey, you know what? That's a good description, my man. That is awesome.
That's the best description.
It was good. It was really enjoyable, and that's one thing that drew me to Dom's music too. Is it's just unafraid to just put it out there and be artistically free.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of stuff we don't see, especially in the big time music. People making a lot of money and stuff. They're scared to step outside the box because it's a machine now.
Yes.
They know how to make the money. They got the formula for doing it, and so they just keep repeating the same stuff. And then you come across something like that video that you guys did, and you just go, now that is art. That is freedom of expression, man.
Yeah, man. Me and Dom, man, we've had fun for a long time. I mean, hopefully in the future we'll probably do some more stuff, but the world ain't ready yet. They ain't ready for the MPs reunion. I mean, we're kind of just doing our own thing right now, but it'll come back together. Do you do now? Puff Puff Beer that's your main thing, obviously. Do you do anything currently? Are you doing anything else? No.
Okay.
We took the winter off, and I was like, fuck it.
Cool.
I'm gonna just chill. I was doing a lot of stuff last year, and and just that album, All About Love, took a lot of time, and we really set on some stuff and really worked through some kinks and put that out and was happy with it. So we're going right back to it though. We're trying to get bigger shows and stuff like that now. Like go down to Texas. We want to go down some
as a fellow musician. I know how hard it is. We were talking before the podcast about how you kind of have to be a jack of all trades. One thing that I thought was awesome was that you do video editing too, and you're not just a clown with it either. I mean, that stuff is really good. I love the cinematography and the videos I saw that you did. Do you have a lot of like fancy equipment and stuff, or?
Nah, man, I could do video stuff with this phone if I wanted to.
That's kind of what I was wondering, and it doesn't look like that, but I've definitely noticed that. Like I make posters for shows and stuff. I do it on my phone. Mm-hmm. There's just so many apps, and you can do so much. Easy. It's right at your fingertips now.
It's ridiculous.
No, but the videos are really good. How did you get into doing the video stuff too?
Man, I've always loved film. Okay. I've always, when I was a kid, I would for fun time was like we had a camera, the family camera, and I would do like toys and shit, and like make little and like cut, like edit them on the camera.
You look like Gumby.
Like stuff like that, and like Gumby is getting arrested by G.I. Joe. You know what I mean? Like I was like really into it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh no, he shot Barbie. Like
this green bastard's walking around butt ass naked. Of course, I'm gonna arrest him.
Yeah, I like credits and shit. It was awful. I'm so sorry I made my parents go through that, but I'm glad they let me do that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, sometimes I think parents, we just need to get out of the way of the kids. We tend to push them in directions and say, oh well, don't go that way and don't do this, but letting you just explore like that, I mean, look at you now.
Who knows? And film has always been a thing I dabble with here and there, and I got serious about it for a while, then I started doing music, but I know I'll always go back to film. It's just
so that's your main love then.
Oh, that's my first.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Trippy, man.
Hey, back in high school, did you do that with?
I was doing ACTV back in high school. Remember?
He was doing the TV for high school.
Yeah, I was doing that forever. That's my baby.
Yeah.
My bad bitch right there. That's the main bitch right there, cuz.
Now, to Antoine's girlfriend, that's not really a girl.
Yeah, no, baby, I ain't talking. Listen.
If I could just get your email so I could.
He's gonna walk in that front door and be like, "Who's that bad bitch?"
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Okay, and so Puff Puff Beer has got what, 6 guys in the band?
Mm-hmm.
6. So, dude, Ryan is the guitarist.
Yes.
Dude,
Ryan Boogie.
Dude is badass.
Me and him started the band together.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
so
that is one of the most humble dudes. One of the most. I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. I have nothing bad to say about him. He's just. Besides, he doesn't talk very loud. I mean, maybe that's the only bad thing. He'll be like, what did you say? He's like, But then he gets on stage, it's just.
Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't need to talk, because he's got
kills,
that.
Man. Yeah.
Dude, it's that Live in Oakland. Is it Live in Oakland? That one? What's the name of the actual song you guys do in that video?
That one is yet to be released. Yeah, we do that a lot. We like to put out stuff that we haven't actually pressed.
Yeah, no, I do
like
this
live stuff. You know,
right.
Yeah.
It's a good way to test music out. You know,
really
you can kind of see, and I've had stuff where I think it's done. I take it out, I play it a few times, and then I go back to the drawing board and kind of restructure and maybe do a little bit different.
It's a lot cheaper putting out a live video than it is to go and press a whole bunch of demos.
Right.
You know?
So you were on stage for that. So who was shooting that? Because
shout outs to Neil. Neil is awesome. Neil, what is his last name? Sorry, Neil, can't think of your last name right now. I think it's Thomas, something like that. I don't know. He's awesome.
How can they find it on YouTube? What would people do to find that on YouTube?
You know, let me text him and see.
No, not his name. I just mean that video. It's live in Oakland. Puff Puff Beer. Probably if you just search for that, you can find that.
Puff Puff Beer live in Oakland. The latest one we put out was it was a cover song of Stick Up Kids by who's that dude?
Life Jennings.
Life Jennings. Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That was so good. What's the other singer's name?
That's my man Scooby.
Got the
Scooby
dreadlocks
dude.
going.
Yeah, Scoob. Mr. Ludacris. He has a YouTube and all that too. He does a lot of R&B himself. So I mean, I met him through another friend of mine, C Villain, in Oakland, and he's awesome. He's hilarious. That's my brother. And we linked up, and I was like, dude, I need you, bro. Because, like, I'm not, like, a real singer like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just get up and get my point across. But that brother be, like, reaching for him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I can't do that. Like, I just can't. You hear his voice, man. I can't.
Yeah, he's got a real great voice, man. The whole band, the combination, all you guys. What's the guy on the keys name?
Oh, that's Ian.
Ian on the keys.
Ian is the man, dude. He's
real
I'm very blessed. I'm very fortunate that I have such a good band, and we're like brothers. Like, we're so close.
How long have you guys been together as a band?
Well, me and Ryan have been together for 2 years.
No, 4,
3, 2 or 3.
Get up in that mic there, Dom.
You guys had a band the year before I got to Oregon, so that's like 4 years.
It's been a while.
Okay,
but all of us as that unit that you're seeing now is probably like a year to 2 years
with the current lineup.
Yeah, the current lineup.
Okay,
so. I mean, we're always moving pieces around, but you know.
Where's everybody in the band from?
Scoob is from Oakland. Ian is from Oakland. Isaac Slays, the drummer, amazing drummer.
Yeah,
from Oakland. And Carson's from a little old town in Oregon. What is it? LC? Yeah, shout out to LC.
Hey,
yeah,
that's the spot.
Yeah, I love LC.
I did shrooms out there. It was awesome.
See if we can get some Oregon listeners. Did we have Oregon listeners? Mike and I were just looking at the stats.
We're worldwide, bitches.
We're worldwide now. We had downloads. We saw downloads from Japan, Korea.
Yeah.
That's icy.
There was a good
icy.
Top flight security of the world, Craig. The world.
Yeah, they want to listen to our asses, huh? Up in Japan.
But it was Japan, Germany, Korea.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
There was more. There was at least.
It's humbling, and just that we had that many people listening already.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. We're loving it, man. And the one that I was looking at, the one that makes me the most curious is there was like 31 from unidentified states.
Undisclosed states.
Who are those people? I don't know who those people are.
Puerto Rico, maybe.
Those are people.
Undisclosed state.
Those are people in the Dakotas.
And I think like the second highest behind that was Oklahoma with 12,
which was bizarre. I don't know anybody in Oklahoma. Do you? No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I was doing that Google search, and Puff Up Beer live in Oakland.
Cool.
Is like the first video,
and that was through Google.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
Anybody, and then the next one is Tony Parker live.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Tony Parker.
That and Zombie Whiskey Girl. When you get to hear Zombie Whiskey Girl, you're gonna fall.
I'm gonna keep listening. I'm a fan, man. I'm sold for sure.
I always tell people, don't listen to my music real late at night because it will black you out. You're just you're like, I start listening to this music and I black the fuck out. Like, it just makes you want to drink, which is why I started writing music, honestly, because like I love like songs like "Cocaine" by Clapton.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, why didn't you sing more about substances? You know what I mean? Like, come on, like
just being able to be open and sing about anything, and that's what I love about you guys too, is that you're real defined in what you're doing. It's not just the music. And me and Mike, we've talked about this on numerous podcasts. Is that podcasts? There it was. Every single episode, I say something really fucked up. It just makes no sense.
It's real though, baby. It's real. Just let it come. It's cool, baby.
Well, I don't even remember what I was saying now.
What you were talking
about being real.
About being.
Oh, because your music is about having a great time. and you guys know what you're doing. And there's a lot of bands, I think, and I'm one of them. As an artist, it took me a lot of years to figure out what is it I do, and kind of it's not simply the style question, what is your genre and kind of that, but it's also just what do you stand for, and it's about building community. That's where I was going with it, actually.
There you go.
Is that nowadays that's really what it is, because now that you don't have to go through the gatekeepers and stuff. You just really got access to the stuff yourself. You're building things grassroots. Really, no matter what you're doing, playing music, producing art, whatever, you're building communities, people that are interested in the same stuff. And when I listen to your music, it reminds me of like Sublime or something. Like I just hear it and you just feel like having a damn good time, having a couple beers.
Put it on, playing beer pong,
man. It's good
every
stuff.
Song's different. It's not, I really don't write too many slow songs, so it's always pretty upbeat.
Definitely.
Which is a shame with that damn voice.
I know. Maybe later in my life. I don't know. maybe when I go through a divorce. I mean, not to say that I'm gonna go through a divorce, but
Once again,
looking into the future.
What you talking about divorce?
first it was bitch, now it was divorce. What the fuck are you trying to say?
Listen.
How'd your podcast go? Actually, it didn't happen.
Yeah, we
They
did.
didn't. They lost this one too.
They lost. This line's gone.
But honestly, though, I mean, a lot of the times everybody really likes upbeat music.
Oh yeah,
You
feel
know what I
good
mean?
music.
That's what people like now in this generation. I mean, besides, if you listen to a lot of music nowadays, in 107.5, our local band stations over here, you hear everything that's like dance music, beat, and that's what people follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what they like.
Yeah.
So why would you sway away from it? But besides the fact you're swaying away from that, you don't want to sway away from the truth. This is what you like to do. And which makes your music pretty amazing, actually.
Well, and that's what I love about music is it's the same with just art in general. Is there's so many niches, man.
Oh yeah.
And that's a big thing that I'm into too. But I mean, sometimes there's songs you have tough times and you get it out through music. It's therapeutic for the artist, and sometimes you just put that kind of thing out there. But I'm a big fan of feel good music. My favorite artist of all time, hands down, is Bob Marley. His entire catalog, his entire life, like his music, that was feel good music. That was come together music. That was don't take no shit music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Who's your favorite? Who would you say your favorite artist? If you had to pick one artist or one band, who would you say it is?
Jack White.
Nah, that's probably you.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you, Jack White.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I don't know, man. I would have to say I like Bill Withers.
Ooh, okay.
If you take his stuff, his man, that brother could write a song, can't he?
Oh yeah.
Grandma's Hands. And certain songs he wrote about was just I love it. He had some good tunes.
What's you, Mike? What's your favorite band?
You know this one. It's the Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang. This favorite of all time?
Favorite of all time is probably Earth, Wind, and Fire, to be honest.
But what about War too? War's one of my favorites.
War is good, but again, I like that upbeat stuff.
Yeah.
And like my dad, that's what I grew up listening to, dude, is Earth, Wind, and Fire, and
me too.
Like Casey and the Sunshine Band, and stuff like that. All that 70s disco.
What about the Bee Gees?
Oh yes,
right there.
There you
go. We're talking about BEEGEE, not BGs, not Bubble Guts. We're talking about BGs. The Brothers Gibbs.
My favorite thing to listen to is Bubble Guts.
Thanks for clarifying that, buddy.
What about you, Mark? What you be over there anytime, all day?
Nickelback.
You're right. Come on, man. Hey, let's be very classic about this. My boy Luther Vandross. Come on.
Oh, this nigga would.
He wouldn't say
He's
that.
my boy.
Skinny Luther, big Luther.
Yeah.
Big one.
What is it down at Kings of Comedy?
Yes.
I don't trust Skinny.
Yes.
I don't like Skinny Luther.
His curl just didn't.
No, man, he has really good music. I like it. So.
Yeah. What was one of your favorite songs from Luther?
Oh, come on! I danced in Tony Dollar's
Was it
wedding.
the Last Dance with my? What's it called?
Dance with
Dance
My
with
Father.
My Father
That's my
again.
father again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's by far my favorite one.
I like that. This house is not a home. Ooh, that nigga. Like, God damn. Why you gotta go
Good
bring
stuff.
up Luther, Mark?
And now when he goes home, she's gonna be like, "Bad bitch, divorce," and he's like, "Baby, just listen to this real quick." Click, and then goes Luther.
Yeah, baby.
So Twan.
Yeah.
Sax.
Twan
You got a
Sax.
lot of names, man.
No, those are the two main ones.
Oh, those are the two main
Those
ones?
that's the two. Everybody usually calls me Twan. A lot of people call me Sax. That's like the music name.
Gotcha.
You know, so
And when you combine them together, it's twonsaxx.
it's just me.
Well, why sax?
That's dope.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Whatever you want to know. You want to know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to sell drugs. Sax, nigga. It was
Allegedly.
That's ignorant. That's ignorant. Allegedly.
Hey, but you know what
Allegedly.
though? You gotta do what you gotta do to grow up. You know
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
grew up though. I don't do
Yeah.
that anymore. You know, but that was where it came from, and I was like wanting to be a rapper. You
want
know,
to be like
everybody
Rubber
wanted to
Band
be.
Man?
Yeah,
A
everybody
lot
wanted
of
to be a
artists
rapper.
did that though. It's like it's rather selling drugs or being in a gang. And
Yeah.
it came out of it and became an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I love Young Jeezy too, so I was like, twonsaxx, nigga, like, brah, brah, brah.
Well, that's kind of what I was talking about, finding yourself in music. I think all of us artists, we spend a lot of times just really copying the people we really like.
Yeah.
And over years, you grow into your own. You know, as you grow as a person, as a man, you also find yourself, I think, as an artist too. And you kind of, because there's a lot of different influences. If you look at different periods of your life, I'm sure there were other artists that influenced you at different periods, and you kind of come to where you are now. But looking back, it is funny. We were talking about this. I was a huge Pearl Jam fan. I was the whole grunge scene.
man.
But that's how I sang.
That's
I sang.
real though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm better, sure. It's like everything was just, it was yeah, exactly. But over time, and then after a while, I listened back to that stuff, and I'm like, that was ridiculous. Like,
I sound ridiculous.
first of all, it's kind of out of style. Second of all, like I was trying to be somebody else, you know?
Alice in Chains too.
Oh God,
Dude,
Lane Staley had
dude,
an incredible
he was
voice.
Dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. How did you get? Do you play an instrument?
No,
Gotcha.
I used to do stuff on the piano with Dom.
Yeah,
but
just like what I was talking about, with how we would just like be chilling and then vibing out to the keyboard, pretty much.
right.
Because we didn't know how to play guitar at all. It was just like just the keyboard, pretty much. And we would come
You
up with
two
songs.
strike me as two of the most creative people I've ever met. So I can imagine you just need something basic. You're just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
give me a couple notes on the keyboard, and we're gonna riff on this for 20 minutes.
For that dollar video we showed you,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
we did was take one of the pre-recorded songs on the keyboard and slowed it down, and then I just
pretty much it.
That's
you know?
it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
it's just we were very minimalist in what we did
for
at
a
that
long time, I really like Spoon too, and
Yeah.
Spoon.
Right.
Some of
Okay.
their
I could
stuff is
hear that.
very, like,
Definitely.
You know, I turn my camera on. You know, yeah, I love that stuff. You know, the proof's in the pudding. You know, that shit's good stuff. It's good stuff. But yeah, no, I don't play an instrument though. I leave that all up to the other guys. And I mean, you know, yeah, I just kind of like it that way too. Honestly, I mean, there's so many artists that can do both okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that stifles them, you know.
You hear that a lot of, you know, you could be we were talking about being a jack of all trades, but when you spread yourself too thin, sometimes it's better to really take one thing that you know is one of your favorite or one of your strongest things. And those are usually this one and the same, something you're real passionate about and something you're real good at.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine my guitar player singing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would just, you know, like, yeah, he'd be like, well, actually, you know what? He wrote a song, and it was the creepiest song I've ever written. Like, I was like, Ryan, I can't sing this song. It was something like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to follow you. Because when I turn off the lights, I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm putting you out.
That definitely sounds like a stalker. It's like a stalker song.
He was like, when I get you, I'm going to make you all mine. And I was like, Ryan, I appreciate that you came to me with these lyrics, but lead the right note to me. Man. Shout out to my dude, Ryan. You know I love you, brother.
He doesn't live in a basement, does he?
I don't know.
No, everybody's different. Everybody's got different talents. And
Use your superpowers.
like we were talking about, that dude doesn't have to say anything. He can get on that guitar and just
He
shred.
could talk with his guitar.
Yeah, right. It's really good stuff. So when you got into music, though, do you have anybody musical in your family? Like, kind of how did you start off? Was that whole scene in Oregon
Well,
sort of your first deal? Obviously not.
No, if you go back into Twan's timeline, he has an uncle named Ricky. He is a jack of all trades, a vagabond, a
pimp.
Yeah.
A what?
A pimp. And a mysterious character. I was saying the most. Man, I wish I could have seen him when I came down here this time.
Yeah,
you know?
that sucks that you didn't get to see him.
But yeah, that dude is crazy, man. Like, he is probably like the most outside the box guy you will ever meet. Like, you'd be like, dude, you should have your own show. You know, he's like he had like okay, when I was a kid, he had a limo. Like, he just had a limo. and he had bitches all the time in the limo. And I'm like, what are you
For a
doing?
second, I thought you said midgets. That would have really
Bitches.
changed
No, it
the
was
story.
bitches.
He probably could have fit
could've
more
been
people in
tripping.
there. He probably
had a lot more
He could have
midgets.
fit a lot more, and there were midgets.
Yeah, he just had bitches though. He'd come to grandma's house and be like, "Hey, bro," the women come out the car, and I'm like, "What's going on?" You know, and he'd be like, "Get back in the car." And
Wow.
I'm like, this dude's crazy, man.
Tell him the name. Of the
But
first
anyway,
song.
his name is Freak Master Black, and,
Freak Master Black.
and he can sing his ass off.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
his music is just like, dude, like you can't be doing stuff like that. Like,
Like how so? Like how
He
so?
was like, so this is the way I picture it. He has like a limo full of bitches. He's the Black Pied Piper.
yes. It's the strangest thing. And I got his album. Thank God I copped his album. My grandpa had it, and I was like, thank God. And he's on the cover with him. Okay, he's recently turned the other cheek and got a lot better. You know,
He's found the Lord.
yes, and he has a family. And it's
Gotcha,
him and his
okay.
woman on the front, and on the back it's like 20 songs, and it's like, "Come on and ride with me," "Sex in My Cadillac," and like all this stuff. And the first song on there is called "Our Marriage Is in Trouble." I mean, that dude, if you can't keep it realer than that, bro, that dude keep it so real, bro. So that was my first exposure to like music. Was like, well, knowing the artist was Uncle Ricky, man.
so
Freak Master
ridiculous.
Black, dude. I'm guarantee you can probably go on CD Baby.
Oh man, you talk about authenticity in music though. That's being real. Oh my God, that's hilarious. So that influenced you a lot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know. And then growing up in Texas, I'm a huge fan of blues, so I listen to blues more than anything.
Well, there's
It's
definitely
like-
some blues in Pop Up here.
Yeah,
You
that's
can hear
my
it.
favorite. You know, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Really? Oh,
Oh,
great
Tin
stuff.
Pan Alley's probably one of my favorite
He
songs.
showed me
ever.
that song so many times, like on different occasions. Like, listen to this song. I've heard it before, Twan. Listen to it.
Yeah.
I love that song. You know,
Stevie Ray Vaughan, dude, I absolutely love Stevie Ray Vaughan. He was, you kind of know what happened to his voice as he got older, right? He used to call it, what do you call it? He called it, called it ground beef throat, or that's not what he said. It was something real similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
And as he got older in his career and he was performing all the time.
Yeah.
He said that every time it was like singing was just going through physical torture. Like
No way.
it hurt him so bad, and you can kind of hear it. His voice sounds dope.
Yeah.
I mean, his voice is great, but as a result, I mean, he had so much stuff going on with his throat by the end of his career.
well,
Yeah.
he wasn't like, I don't think he was ever trained properly.
No.
Either. I mean, it's the same thing that happened to John Mayer. I mean, he had to go through vocal surgery.
Yeah, it's funny you
know.
bring that up. I don't know if you know. Did you know John Mayer? That's his number one influence. He says.
Well, I can believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he's a hell of a blues guitar player too.
Got a good guy in the house here. I take a lot of shit for loving John Mayer.
dude,
man.
John Mayer's amazing.
John Mayer's like the
Thank you.
Drake of fucking like guitar players. Nigga, he'll still take your bitch and play guitar. Like you're like, damn. Like,
I don't,
hate him all
I
you
don't
want.
doubt that. And I'm the one that gives Tony the most shit about the John Mayer thing. Only because when he first told me it was because John Mayer had come out with "My Body as a Wonderland."
was the one.
And I was like,
no, that's one of my favorite ones though.
You are so full of shit. No, no.
No, but I was, yeah.
That shit
But
is
I got
tight.
into it. I started liking it because then Tony showed me Neon,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
and the
That's
guitar
so-
playing in
it's the-
Neon is ridiculous.
The live version. It's just
Yeah.
him and a guitar.
The acoustic version,
Dude, it's so good.
I
Ridiculous.
mean, he just
I
knew
gotta
where to
go
get.
home and listen to that again.
He just knew where to get his money. He just went to go get his money, But ain't no money in blues really. I mean,
No.
you got to really do that.
But you knew he wanted to do it. That's
Yeah.
why he forced the trio and
Yeah.
kind of went out and started doing that too. And
Yeah.
certainly they didn't hit it nearly as big, but he was doing something he loved.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Damn, that's crazy.
So real quick, when we were talking about sports earlier about Marcus Mariota, I was looking at the thing. First off, you put on Facebook earlier Mayweather.
Yeah. Was it not real?
No, it's
real.
on all these things. It's saying he's saying
real.
he wants to have it done May 2nd. He's
He
calling it
has-
Cinco de Mayweather.
I
Yeah,
know. For those of
he
you
has.
for those of you who don't follow boxing, we're talking
Mayweather.
about
I love boxing.
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather.
May
They're going
2nd.
to finally do it May 2nd.
That's what they're
Yeah.
saying. It hasn't
It's
been,
not. Yeah, the
that's
deal's
what
not
Mayweather's finally saying.
right. The deal's not done. But for him to come out and say that, hey, that's the best thing I've seen
That's
in years.
pretty much a done
It's
deal, though.
good.
When Mayweather wants it, he gets it.
The problem they're going to have is that it's Showtime versus HBO, and who's going
Dude,
to
just
get
do
it.
it on Showtime.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Let's have this fight.
He's
Yeah,
going to have it on
right.
Showtime. Pacquiao's not going to say, oh, Lord.
Pacquiao has pretty much said whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can make more money. I'll do whatever
Pacquiao
drug
wants
test
to
you
whoop
want.
his ass,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not going to happen, but he wants to.
Yeah, let's go around the room. Hold on, let's go around the room.
I don't know.
Let's go around the room because I'm curious about that because everybody's got their take. And had they fought 6 years ago, I would have taken Manny Pacquiao hands down. I thought he was way faster, way more power, and I thought he was one of the few people that may have a chance because he's a lefty at penetrating Mayweather's amazing defense.
Yeah.
Now it's a different ballgame. Both these guys are older. Both of them got 1, 2, 3 maybe fights left in their career tops. These are two different fighters going against each other now. Now I honestly think it's way more even. I favor Pacquiao a little bit. My wife's Filipino. I'm surrounded by Filipinos all the time. I love Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get beat up.
Yeah.
I don't want to get beat up. I don't want to get mobbed. No, I really do. I think Pacquiao has the edge mostly because just his speed, his power, the way he throws combinations. If anybody has a chance to get through Mayweather's defense, it's him. When we saw Floyd Mayweather fight Mosley a couple years ago, and I think Mosley caught him with a right or a left cross, and that was the first time I had ever seen Mayweather take a punch that his legs started to go a little bit. He kind of went, he kind of grabbed onto Mosley's arm a little bit, and Mosley tried to go for it, but he just really didn't turn the gas on. And I thought, and that
was done.
And that right, and that moment when I saw that, I thought if that was Manny Pacquiao that caught him with that cross, this fight would be over.
Yeah,
because he would just
went.
relentless.
There was this
Ricky
one fight
Yeah.
Mayweather did against Zab Judah. And he had a lot of problems with Zab Judah.
Good call.
But I mean, I see he's developed his defense to the point where it's kind of almost impregnable.
Ridiculous.
He's a points fighter.
But-
And that's the thing about it.
Yeah, he is a point fighter.
Yeah, he's gonna box. He's not
never
going
going to get knocked
brawl.
out. He's not going to try to knock you out.
Nope.
He's just
He might
gonna
say
win.
he wants to go for a knockout, but he was never going for the knockout.
Yeah. He's going to play it safe and play his artistic game. I mean,
Well, let's just think about it this way. I mean, a lot of the times when you guys see two different fights, the two fights that a lot of people thought he was going to go down. I forgot what the other person's name is. The Hispanic one that gave him a headbutt.
Gave who the headbutt?
Mayweather.
I think it's I don't remember.
Ortiz.
Oh, Ortiz.
Is it
It was.
Ortiz?
Yeah.
Yep, it was
Okay,
Ortiz.
so let's take a great
That was
example.
the sucker punch fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
The two examples for that regarding that situation. So let's think about it this way. Ortiz rushed Mayweather. Mayweather got scared. You know what I'm saying? And he pulled himself in a corner. If you guys watched the fight, Ortiz had him when he was rushing him. When he was heading towards him, cutting off his run, his getaway. Same thing with Mosley. Mosley, when he actually rushed him and he actually hit him, he ran away and he got hurt. Well, imagine this. I mean, I understand his defense is amazing, but when you have somebody like Pacquiao, his unstoppably nonstop aggressiveness with his boxing, it's completely different. He's not going to go for the head. That's one thing.
On
that body is going to get hurt.
Playing devil's advocate, though, that's the same thing that got him knocked out by Marquez.
Yeah.
It's that just being, he was beating the brakes off of him at that point in the fight, and then he just caught him with one good shot. Marquez caught Pacquiao, that is, with one good shot, and Pacquiao went down. It was over.
I think that was the best thing that could have happened to Pacquiao, because I think he's going to come after that fool so hard. If they're really going to do this fight, it's going to be one of the best fights.
But you guys got to realize,
I know.
Marquez is no Mayweather. Mayweather does not have the same power as Marquez.
But they're very similar in
hard
how defensive fighters they are, how good of counter punchers they are.
Yeah.
They're similar.
That's what I was about
Power
to
is
say.
different,
I was about to say that. I agree with Mark that he needs to be rushed because Mayweather is a fantastic counter puncher.
Absolutely.
If you keep the distance between yourself and Mayweather and you're just rushing him, he will counterpunch the fuck out of you because his shoulders are just fast. He just ducks and punches. But if that's the thing, like you were saying, when he gets rushed, he gets pushed in that corner, there's not that distance where he can counterpunch.
I agree.
Anymore.
No, I agree that that's the way Pacquiao has to treat it. I mean, if he tries to fight him points, outbox him.
You're not gonna outbox
there is
him.
nobody that's going to outbox Mayweather. He's
The
too
only
good
way
at it.
I can think of he'll probably outbox him is that he goes on defensive, and Pacquiao goes for the body.
Yep.
That's the only way he will probably win
opens
by
head up.
points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Opens the head up.
That's it.
Well, we've never seen Mayweather get the shit beat out of him. I think I've seen now in some fights he's got a better chin than I thought he did.
Yeah.
I think I always kind of had this feeling like he has no chin. He's going to get knocked out. What fight was it in? He took a couple of good solid shots and just it didn't shake him, didn't phase him. He was hanging in there. So We'll see. It's gonna be good. I'm getting the fight for sure.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are all welcome to come. It's gonna be May 2nd. And when I say you all, unfortunately, I'm not talking to everybody listening to this podcast. My house is not that big.
House is not old.
And then the other thing was on the tops here, the sports, and we were just talking about fantasy earlier off mic. Yo, Adrian Peterson is considering retiring from the NFL to do the Olympics.
Oh well, that's kind of boss.
Yeah.
But because for fantasy,
but come on,
Why? Because the appeal was denied? Is that a brand new thing?
His
or?
appeal was denied.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
But why would you
They
retire from
let
the
Ray
NFL?
Rice
That's your
back in.
career.
Well, the truth.
And they didn't let Adrian Peterson.
Well, the
That's
truth is, you got to
cool.
think of the guy's experience, though, because you're talking about a ridiculously talented athlete. You're talking about an elite guy who just wants to be able to do something, and maybe he feels that playing with the Vikings just hasn't done shit for him. And then he gets in trouble, and now everything's in question. He's just like, man, I'll just go a different direction. Because what you can't doubt is the guy's athleticism. He could do anything he wanted, I bet.
He wasn't going back to the Vikings though.
No.
No, the Vikings are not going to take him.
the
But I
Vikings are
guarantee.
gonna cut him.
Yeah, somebody was going to
For
pick
sure.
him up. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to say is why would you leave and to? I mean, yeah, I understand the Olympics is great, but the Olympics is one time a year.
One time every 4
Or
years.
every 4
4
years. I'm
years,
sorry.
yeah,
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 every
yeah,
4 years.
yeah.
In comparison to a career, they could go every year, and you could possibly get a better
He
team.
could have been one of the greatest running backs. You know, the real victim of this story is not only the fantasy owners, but the kids, man. You got to grow up knowing that you got your father fired because you was like sticking your fingers in a cookie jar or something. You know, it was probably something real stupid like that.
Yeah.
I really don't think grew up getting like spankings.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he did too. And he became one of the greatest running backs. I'm not saying it's okay, but you know, I feel bad for the kid. You gotta be like in high school, be like, yeah, my dad's Adrian Peterson. Like, you got your ass beat. Your daddy could have been the greatest. That sucks.
What it's really
fucked
sitting
up
at, what
growing
it's
up.
really sitting at right now is like, oh, Dad, you in public school, you could have been in private school.
Yeah.
No doubt. We actually, what it was, we talked about this on a previous podcast, and what the kid actually got in trouble for was he pushed his brother off a video game. Like he literally pushed him off the video game or whatever and got spanked. Because we were talking about, because I was thinking, would they even cover that? But apparently they did.
Wow.
So that's kind of what he did. But yeah, and Bruce Leroy had some good points with that too. He was talking about how it was sort of the perfect storm, just really bad
It
timing.
just happened. Bad
Yeah,
timing with the Ray
it
Rice
was.
shit,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And Hardy, too.
Yeah.
Hardy,
And,
yeah.
I mean-
what happened with Hardy? Has they been?
I don't even know about if he's going through an appeal or anything like that either. I don't know about. I haven't heard about that.
Because he was
either.
on the commissioner's exempt list, and
Yeah.
just like Adrian Peterson, and now it's just.
Well, then they came out with that new discipline deal last week. This week actually, and the NFL about domestic violence. Well, just in general,
The
the
no
players.
more thing?
Yeah, and it just sucks because not sucks. I mean, again, you got to think like how we were saying. They got to think about the victims of this too. But he just was on the wrong side of everything when it happened. You
Yeah.
know, with Ray Rice and I think Ray Rice got his appeal approved because they're trying to make it right because they knew they saw those videos and they were trying to make it right. I mean, unfortunately, it's not going to be right because I don't know who's going to pick him up.
Yeah.
I guarantee you somebody's going to pick him up, though.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's
Ray
not
Rice will
gonna
be playing
hesitate
for the
to go
Jets,
anywhere.
baby.
Ray Rice
so?
is playing for Oakland.
Just win, baby.
I think Marshawn Lynch is going to go to Oakland.
No.
If you
Are you going to go back home?
I
Shut
think
the hell
so.
up.
Smack, Ice City, baby. Yeah, he loves the Bay, man. And he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to go
He
back.
doesn't want to play for Pete Carroll. That's
Yeah,
true.
he doesn't want to go back. And I think he'll go to Oakland.
If he goes to Oakland, he's not going to have the type of seasons he's had. It's going to be like the
But
end of his career.
yeah, he's like the end of his career, pretty much. I mean, how long did he stay in Buffalo? And
4
He's
years.
not, you know what I mean? Like, he's not like,
Yeah, he's around 30. He's pushing.
Yeah.
Like not
He's pretty much done next year.
not
Yeah.
hardcore like NFL. People that follow the NFL don't know that. Everyone's like, "Oh, Marcel Lynch, in Seattle." He didn't start in Seattle, yo.
He started in Buffalo.
Yeah, he
him
started
and
in
Fred
Buffalo.
Jackson
Yeah.
smacking fools,
Yep.
man.
He's going to be just like Fred Jackson, though.
Poor Fred Jackson. That's another guy
Fred
that I
Jackson
drafted.
got hurt, man.
That was the other guy. I had Fred Jackson, Adrian Peterson, and Toby Gerhardt.
Why?
You guys are all
What did
fantasy.
Toby Gerhardt do for you to draft
It wasn't
him?
a high pick.
No, but why would you even pick him?
He's a backup. He's my bye week.
You fantasy people. Oh my
Well, I had Jamal Charles,
Man, shut up.
and Marshawn
Let
Lynch.
me tell you something. He had Jamal Charles after week 2. He's like, let me trade you Jamal Charles for Alfred Wilson.
Alfred Morris.
I was like, yeah.
Actually, it was after the 3rd week, all right, face ass. And he wasn't doing anything.
All right. That's enough fantasy talk. I'm not a fantasy guy. Like, I root for the Chicago Bears. That's what I do. Womp womp.
Let's go, Alshon Jeffrey, baby. Let's go. 6:30 New Orleans, baby.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too. I had the A+ draft rating. I drafted fucking Brandon Marshall. Thanks a lot for your broken ribs, Brandon.
Yeah. No, it's the Bears are fucked. It's over.
It's a done fucking deal.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah. Hey, so I'm going to change everything completely on you guys. Did you guys see this time capsule they found?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Found a time capsule
thing
in
we were talking
Boston.
about,
It's from 1795, and it was put in the ground by Paul Revere and Sam Adams.
What?
That's so
Aren't they
fucking
selling
tight.
stuff?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna find out this week. They said they're gonna announce they're doing some kind of scan or something to
Yeah.
see like what's in it.
They
but-
just don't want to tell people.
What is he doing a scan for? Is like
well, it's because they don't want to mess it up. Like it's super old. It was all oxidized on the outside of the box and stuff.
They're like, hopefully slavery is still going on.
oh, that's so true. So true.
That's horrible. Why would you say that?
Well, because of the time period, 1795 was a different world we were living in.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be having this podcast in 1795.
it'd be the Tony Dollar Show if it was.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the program.
We'll be in,
And Tony Dollar is going the podcast. Welcome to the Tony Dollar Show. Everybody say hello to your troops fighting overseas.
oh, hell.
Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to find out what's in there. It may just be a big nothing. Like, open it up.
That always reminds me of like when you're talking about the slavery and everything, that the fucking Chappelle show with the time machine.
Oh, yeah. More weird stuff in the news. Did you guys hear the federal government is going to allow? It looks like they're going to allow Native Americans to grow weed on their lands.
It's the least we can do.
Yeah, that's kind of the first thing we've heard from the federal government on this whole thing, because it's all at the local, at the city and state level, counties and stuff, the people that are legalizing pot. Now the federal's making this stance, but I haven't read enough about it, and I kind of want to learn a little bit more about it. But I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm a little bit nervous because there was like this subsection in the article that also talked about there's a section of Oregon, or maybe a section of Washington, where the Native American groups want to make weed illegal again, and it's essentially so they could grow it, and it sounds like so they could sort of have that little market cornered because it was their native lands kind of thing. I don't know how I felt about that part. I don't like the idea of going backwards in any way with it, you know?
Yeah, well, you can't trust the government and natives, I mean, given the history. So, I mean, I feel the same way. When they something's wrong.
fishy.
Yeah, something fishy about
We'll see what's
it,
happening,
you know?
but it was definitely interesting to hear because you never hear anything with the federal government other than, well, for the most part, we're going to leave people alone, which
Yeah,
is
that's
cool.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
Which is
and
cool.
now all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, hey, natives, guess what?
Yeah.
It's cool." Like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Wait a minute. What's that?
What?
Oh, wow.
This is cool, but your land was over there. That's actually ours, so we're gonna have to take this.
You could grow it, but you got to give it to us. See how that works? Gotcha. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
So
a
the government was talking about
well-established
the shit out
program.
Yeah, well, we're talking about things that like were somebody's before, the Native American land, America was the Native Americans, and government came through and took it, and so on and so forth. And one of the fun facts that I sent out yesterday was there was 3 men from Yemen that tried to sue NASA for invading Mars because they said that they inherited Mars from their ancestors over 3,000 years ago.
What the hell?
fuck that.
Yeah.
NASA knew what they was doing. They knew.
Hey, that's
Get them, man.
Get them Yemen niggas their money.
Yeah, get them motherfuckers their money back.
They were like, NASA was secretly sitting in their base in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and they were like, we got to get to fucking Mars before the Yemen because it's really theirs.
What do Yemen people
Yeah,
do?
shit.
How the fuck do they market?
Yemen.
Jeez.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. People don't trust the government. They have no reason to. So,
Yeah, it's always been the rule of the many by the few in all of the history of humanity, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note,
Yeah, I got some more stuff. Oh, actually, before we move on, the fun facts he's talking about is something we send out. You guys should sign up too. You might learn something. He sends out these crazy fun facts every Friday. If you just email us at mikeandtonyshow@gmail.com, we'll get you added to the list, and we will send those to you. That fact he just blurted out there, that was from the fun fact. So it's a random ass shit. I thought I wrote one down here. The coffee cups one. Oh my God, that's disgusting.
So all of you that work in the cube setting, in an office setting, 90% of all office mugs at work contain repulsive germs, including fecal matter.
What the hell?
Dude, people are disgusting. Because I remember something coming out with cell phones saying that too. It was something worse. It's like in the 90s, like 95% of all phones have E. coli bacteria.
Because people take their phones in the bathroom and play fucking fantasy football and sitting there playing Candy Crush and shit.
Can you stop telling people my problems, please?
Same thing with your toothbrush too.
Yeah,
I don't put my toothbrush in the bathroom. Everyone's like, "Oh, you'll leave." That's so gross. You put that in your mouth, and then you're like, someone's peeing by it. Like, not even you. Like, somebody else is peeing by it.
We want to keep it, like, on the back of the toilet.
Yeah, like, we have parties and shit. People are like, you know what I mean? Like, your little toothbrush is sitting there.
Yeah.
Dom's over at your house, and he's all, how my asshole tastes. How my asshole tastes, Ton.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Watch out, people.
That's why he's laughing so bad. Look at him.
Oh,
Watch out. I would do that shit, too.
You would.
I'm OCD. I'm one of those guys that changes my toothbrush like every 2 weeks. Yeah. Maybe not 2 weeks. Maybe
Tony is pretty OCD. He washes his hands like...
Before I perform, I was talking about that in the last podcast. Mm-hmm. Actually, that was the podcast that never aired, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that sucks.
But now it's the first time you're telling it, so might as well go with it.
Yeah, I have a little routine before I perform because it's an OCD thing. I got to wash my hands. I wash my hands before, and I kind of take a moment and take a breath and stuff. But we were talking about that.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little. Wash my hands.
I always take a piss before I perform because I don't want to have to go pee.
That's the worst. Have you ever been in that situation? You're on stage, you're doing like a 3-hour gig, you're 2.5 hours deep, and you're like, oh my.
And then you got to think yourself, what would Fergie do?
She did
piss her pants.
What? I didn't hear about this.
Wait. Fergie pissed on herself?
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
Yeah. If you Google that shit, you put Fergie pissed her pants on stage.
How long ago are we talking about? When did this happen?
A few years back.
Was that the end of the career? That's what it was? Because I ain't heard from her yet. You know, she must have just pissed on herself and ended it. Fuck it.
There's some people that are in that shit, so...
It's probably on porno.
You know, girls be pissing on guys' chests all these times.
Hey, yeah, that's gross.
I don't know if this is the right video or not, but it's...
Why don't you look at the picture instead? What are you doing?
There's a picture. It's a video.
Oh.
Supposedly.
There's a picture of
it. There is a picture. Holy crap, that's a bummer. That's
she wearing pants or what?
That looks like my daughter's. That's a bad situation.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But again, you look at that picture and you're like, okay, she's still hot. I know that's what you're thinking.
Subtract the jeans real quick. Subtract the jeans. Forget the piss. Look at her. What do you see?
Yeah,
he's seen Fergalicious. She'd be up at the gym just working on her fitness.
Working on her pissness.
Fergalicious. Lick it on the pissness.
Oh, that's too bad. I wonder what happened.
I want to pee on you.
She pulled the R. Kelly, huh?
She did.
Damn.
Oh, my God.
You guys are horrible.
Did you guys hear Facebook's talking about adding some new buttons?
Dislike,
yeah.
Finally.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna get disliked so many times.
I'm that person that's gonna.
So many times.
I'm that person that will just dislike for no reason. Dislike. Just
You're the reason they don't have it yet.
Just like on, I don't know if you guys are Reddit people. I'm a big old Redditor. The rule is if there's 10 dislikes, you have to add a dislike to that. That's the rule, man. You see someone that's disliked, you're like, fuck it, it's the rule. I got to dislike.
Got to jump on.
I don't even care. I'm not even going to read that. Dislike.
Oh yeah.
But don't you want to read it? You
well, and what they're talking about too, Zuckerberg was saying they're hesitant because they don't want to just open it up for a lot of negativity.
Yes, and that's the other. That could be the downfall of Facebook.
It could be, but that's what they're working on. That's the reason they haven't come out with it. Is they're thinking about having multiple buttons because what they get a lot of feedback they get, I guess, is people posting sad stuff. You know, something bad happens, somebody dies or something, and people just feel weird. And it always makes me laugh when I see stuff like that because there's always a handful of people that just like it it anyway. They're like, oh, my so and so just died, and I'm just
Like,
And then thumbs
like,
up.
oh, I
What the
like
fuck?
that. I feel bad for you. Like, oh, that's not the right button.
Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Damn it.
Yeah,
And maybe if
exactly.
they did the feeling like, they give you like a little scroll section that you could maybe,
There you go.
you know,
Almost like emoticons. They just have like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of
'cause
selections.
you
for
know
what
how you
can-
could do like, oh, I'm out here, you know,
Yeah.
selling rocks, nigga, feeling great, you know, like, you know,
Selling rocks, feeling great. Put a picture of a rock
in court,
and a 3 thumbs up right
in
next
court
to
for
it.
child support right now. Like, whole bunch of bitches on there. Like, you look at who's likes it. It's all girls.
And then you put money sign on a money sign.
We'll see though. The whole concept's just funny to me. It's funny that we need the buttons, you know, because you hit it right on the head, Dom, when you said leave a comment.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that's what the whole social media is done, is we're getting away from communication. It's like, I don't want to communicate. I just want to click a button and I'm done and I move on to the next
Not
thing.
gonna lie, I do that all the time.
we all do.
I never
We all
write
do.
on Facebook anymore. I don't even tell people why I post something. Like barely ever. I'm just like post.
Yeah,
Video.
he posts it,
Yeah.
I don't say anything. You know. So.
Yeah.
The whole thing about the like and dislike is like you were saying about they don't want to promote negativity. Like nowadays, like everyone's so fucking caring about feelings and so on and so forth. You know, like even with like little kids sports, like everybody gets time to play. Everybody gets a trophy.
Everybody gets a trophy. That's
When I was growing up,
disgusting.
it was like you can go in if someone get hurt. You are terrible. You're not going in.
Yeah.
You're gonna go in because you're hurt.
Only reason I ever got to play sports is because I went to Aurora Central and they were terrible at everything but basketball.
Basketball and soccer.
Soccer. Oh, we were boss at soccer.
Oh yeah.
How old are you
Hey,
guys?
basketball
How old are
was
you?
there, too.
How old are you, Dom?
I'm 26.
You're 26. How old are you?
28.
28.
We went
By
to
the
the
way,
same
you guys-
high school and we didn't even know each other until we went to college.
Isn't that ridiculous?
That's fucking
We
crazy.
went to college for theater.
Yeah.
So you did theater too?
Yeah, like-
I did theater too. Myself.
like-
there you go.
Like I was doing, I didn't get there to my senior year, and as soon as I went up there, you're like, you remind me of Antoine. I was like, oh, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Just a little side note.
And then he dated one of my best friends,
Yeah.
Sheila, man. Sheila was like, you would really like my boyfriend. I was like, fuck that nigga. I don't know. we was just hating on each other because we didn't know each other. And then like we like met and we've been like super tight ever since.
Yeah.
And then
both of
Mark,
them-
I don't know, Mark just started hanging out with us too.
And little did they know they both were singing "Oh, Sheila." No, but I want to put a little side note in there. Aurora Central is pretty terrible at basketball. When I was at Gateway, just so you know.
Aurora Central.
Hey man, when we were there,
So what-
Aurora
hold on,
Central
hold-
was undefeated.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
So I'm not
That's a good
from
one.
here. I went to Fresno High School in California. What are the different schools? What are represented here
So in
tonight?
the Aurora Public Schools system, I went to Aurora too.
Yeah.
There was Gateway.
You got to give the
Range-
description too, because I know how it is. Every school's got
Oh,
what
yeah.
they're known
Oh,
for
yeah.
and what what's different about each one.
All right, so there's Rangeview, which they had a daycare in their school. which
Okay.
was a pretty trashy
Enough said.
school.
There was some bad bitches out there though.
Apparently, everybody was on it. Everybody was on it.
Hey, when I went over there to do some breakdancing competitions, whoo,
They was coming
girl.
out. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, there was Gateway, Rangeview. There was Hinckley. Okay, so let's go with the nicknames too. So it was Gateway, Getaway,
Yep.
Rangeview, Strangeview, Hinkley, Stinkley. I actually don't know what Aurora Central was because
We didn't have it. We just
Aurora
had
Central,
Trojans.
Aurora Central in themselves was just a terrible school. So
I don't
everyone
know
that said
about-
Aurora
And you
Central-
wouldn't want to give nobody a reason to bang on you.
Yeah.
So, like, from Aurora, nigga, like, they was really about that life in Aurora. They was like, yo, they're bringing guns to school at this school out in Cherry Creek, you know, when that all happened. I was like, that nigga Rip got a gun in his heart. Like,
But everybody freaked out when somebody brought a gun to a Cherry Creek school or something.
right.
It was like-
Oh, yeah.
Cherry Creek
Right.
is sort of the upper end, the rich kids and whatnot, right? That was Clovis when
That was the same
Unaffordable
thing too. Yeah, it was like
places.
my senior year is when they started implementing the you have to wear your school ID everywhere you go,
it's like, what?
just in case you had random people coming into class. Like,
What's the school ID?
who's
They
gonna
don't even
come?
check
Who's
it.
gonna come into school? Who's gonna come into school and hang out?
I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. Like,
I'm just gonna hang out. Who are you? Hang out. No,
Yeah.
but that's So it was.
Did you go to Central too, or?
I went to Gateway.
Oh yeah.
We didn't have a nickname
guys.
for Central though.
Yeah, it was just.
We were the Trojans.
It
We were
was, that's
called
tight.
condoms.
We had condoms.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
We like to stay protective. What can I say?
Yeah, it was cool.
That's why did you guys have a daycare? No.
We had a police
Because you were the
station,
Trojans.
They
though.
had a, they had a mini
We had a
police
police
station, and you know what else they did?
What?
They also did their announcements in English and Spanish.
That's
That was-
right.
That was my
Right.
school.
That's right.
Yeah. Fresno. Everybody I grew up around was Mexican. There was Mexicans, Asians. There's no black people in my school though.
Really?
Except for the basketball team. Just being honest.
I mean, hence the fact that why you spoke Spanish, right, Tony?
Yeah, I learned to speak Spanish growing up.
See that?
It was a necessity.
There's a positive part about that.
Yeah. Well, my stepdad's Mexican too, so that whole side of my family.
Well,
I
there
grew
you
up
go.
around.
Yeah, well, I mean, Aurora's. I mean, it's diverse.
Mexico.
Aurora's
it's
diverse.
so
But Aurora Central was
Dude.
Hispanic, Mexican.
I saw some
straight
study
up.
not too long ago that Aurora is one of the most multicultural places in the world.
yeah,
Actually,
it's pretty crazy.
It is.
I feel fortunate that we grew up like that too, because like I go anywhere else, I'm like,
White people.
where? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like white people everywhere. Like I didn't know that's how it was in the world. You know, like
well, my wife grew up in a small town. It's called Kersey, Colorado, and the town of Kersey is literally 1 square mile. That's how big the town she grew up in, and so it was funny. Like she came down, small town, and I grew up Aurora, so I'm used to like shit happening. And there was one time, and she was like, "They have drugs over there." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep. And which point?
what a
Yeah.
little cocaine ain't ever hurt nobody. You know what I mean?
You would know.
But it was just like a small town world shock, and like that's what I'm used to, is, rolling around Aurora, and then when we were able to drive, you were able to go to fucking Funplex at the time, and driving to Funplex, you're driving to Celebrity Sports.
What is Funplex?
I asked about that same thing.
And what is Celebrity Sports? You get talking. I'm
Oh
not
my
from here.
God,
I don't know
that's
shit.
right.
Yeah.
Celebrity Sports was like the all-in-one. It was off of it was in Glendale. It's off of Colorado Boulevard. Celebrity was, you had the pool with the big ass slide that went outside of the building. They came back into the building.
Oh wow.
You had bowling. You had an arcade. It was everything in this place. It was magic.
Hey.
It was Casa Bonita times 10.
Dude,
And you know how much I like Casa Bonita.
I do know.
I know y'all can speak for this, but I grew up going to Skate City.
Same
There's-
here.
Did we talk about that? In
I'm
the
sorry,
previous
but I'm
podcast?
too poor for all that celebrity shit. But
Yeah,
that was
Skate City was
that's not like heaven. Skate
There's
City
still
was
one
my
Skate
thing.
City. It's in Aurora. It's on the one off of Hampton still.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only Skate City still, because the other Skate City is off of 6. They turned into a beauty supply warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh hell.
And
Oh,
that
wow.
used to just get clapped up, and it was like 14-year-olds here. Like, who's shooting? Like, who the fuck is shooting?
Yeah, that's
You know?
freaky, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Kids shooting, man.
I can't believe that in a skate city. Skate
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Why?
It was crazy. Remember the
I don't
Bash?
understand it.
Remember the Bash,
Bash.
Oh
guys?
gosh,
yeah.
dude.
The Bash, the Smash. I used to call it the
Dude,
Smash.
the Bash
man.
was.
That was horrible.
I was active. I got
There was-
out of there at
there was-
11 o'clock. Like, I never waited until it got
Oh,
too
the
late.
let out is when
The
everything
let out.
happened.
The Bash.
tell you
There was a
what.
time where I went to a club called Soul. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, yeah,
you
I
guys are a
remember
little
Soul.
younger. I don't know. Soul was a primary black club. All my friends black. My roommates at the time black. Went to this club. It was a birthday. My roommate's brother's birthday. Had that back room. We had a whole table full of liquor, the VIP room and everything like that. And I was like, yeah, we're having a good time, partying and everything. I had to use the bathroom. So I had to get out the bathroom and waiting in line. And this black dude is like, you in the wrong club, homie. I was
damn.
no, I'm here with my friends. I was like,
Still
Pretty
Soul,
sure
right?
this
Like-
is the place I meant to come to this one.
I was like, no. I'm in the right place. I'm here with my friends. I was like, just sitting there, talking. There's just like, nah, man. He's like, this is a black club. This is brothers only. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, nah, man. I was like, and then my buddies came out at the same time, and they were like, what's the problem? And and I have no problem speaking my voice. And I was like, well, I came out here to take a piss, and homeboy's mad that I'm in VIP and he's hanging outside the bathroom.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Mike
And
Pierce,
so
baby.
and so that
You're like, right, guys? Right of it? Right. Oh, where'd my friends
Anybody?
go?
so that was the same thing. Like, and then Seoul was a notorious. They actually shut down because they had a shooting there too. But when we were there, it was that spawned the fight, and so we were in a fight, and it was, I'm gonna fuck y'all niggas up.
Were you in a fight?
And I was sitting there, and I was like, well, that's not me.
I'm gonna go ahead and excuse myself.
I got tamales here, $4.
I started to back myself out, and my roommate at the time. My roommate at the time was backing myself out. I was like, well, that's not me. And he goes, nah, you hanging out with us. You a nigga too.
Honorary.
Yeah. You go out with some niggas, you get into some nigga shit. Sometimes it happens.
You got the substitute black card for the meantime.
Yeah, nigga, we all together.
Man. We've talked about this in a few podcasts, and I kind of want to get you guys to take too. I don't remember how much we got into it with you, but like there's the new march on Washington. I don't know if you guys saw this. I think this was today, actually. People coming together marching in Washington. There's a lot of people that are pissed off. I mean, we've got a lot. There was a lady holding up a sign in the protest, and it had like names, and I recognized probably 5 of them of black guys that were killed by white officers. But if you look at this poster, I was trying to find the picture just now and I couldn't find it. There's probably 20 names on there, and it definitely made me wonder, because we talk about this a lot, because I'm trying to get to the bottom of like, is this more of a new thing that's happening, or is this cameras?
It's media.
And everybody's got cameras, and people can film stuff all the time, because we're seeing this shit like crazy.
The police have been beating niggas like hotcakes since the 50s, 40s. Yeah. I mean, that was the whole reason police was even invented.
Yeah.
I feel like, was to police
the
black people and different. It's not even black people anymore. I think it's a war on class at this point too.
I would agree with that.
You know, and so I think we got to look past the race issue. I think that's just a hot button
class,
thing.
Yeah.
To
it's
go.
mostly class. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, either way, if you
I don't even think it's class though, because there's rich people who get pulled over.
The rich people getting beat.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see no rich people getting their ass whooped.
Hey, they might.
I mean, we might have to Google that.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, if he's
happen.
in the A-Code, he's white, and he's walking with us, and he do some shit, it's going 9 times out of 10 is gonna be more cops over there anyway. The police presence in the hood,
that's true,
in lower class areas, are way high. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I got to go back to I was living in Oakland last summer, or summer before last, and I was not in.
Speaking of Mike,
Oakland,
get up in that mic, buddy.
I was in Oakland, and I was in what was the other place where Cole's from? Piedmont,
yeah.
And so like I was living with his folks, we were doing our little tour thing, and his mom literally took me to the neighbors and introduced me to the neighbors. This is, if you guys familiar with Piedmont, it's like super high scale, like rich people, and she literally took me and introduced me to the neighbors, because she's like, look, the police will just stop and like harass you just for being in this area. So I mean, I guess that in that point it's about race, but at the most part, I think I mean it's a complex issue.
I remember really I was in Boulder and with my brother Saran, and we had just come back from a club. We didn't drink, we didn't do any of that, we didn't smoke. We borrowed his cousin's car, and we just happened to have matching shirts on because we thought we were gonna be fresh and pull some girls, And we drive back. I guess he took a left when he shouldn't have took a left or something. We get pulled over. So we're waiting. He said, get your license and registration. We're looking for the registration and all that. While we're waiting, more cop cars are coming. Yeah. One more, another. He tells us to get out of the car. He's like, you're not going to hurt me. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm really not going to hurt you.
Wow.
You're like, there's a lot of cops right now. Why would I even try to attack you?
Yeah. Well, we're talking about, it's not a matter of race. We're talking about class. In the last podcast, the Lost episode, we'll call that one the Lost episode 5, we were talking about the justice system. The justice system works if you're poor and if you're rich. Because if you're rich, you can afford a lawyer. If you're poor, you can get a public defender. Now, granted, it's probably not the best, but you have something. If you're a middle-class person, you make too much money for a public defender, and you can't afford a lawyer. So those people that are making anywhere from middle classes, 20 to 40, you're looking at, and any of those people that are caught up in anything and stuff like that, they're just SOL on that. They're going to have to take that charge.
I think it's broken in so many ways, on so many different levels, but it is, like you point out, it's a super complicated issue and it's complex, and it is easy, and maybe I'm even making it worse. I'm like, well, are we seeing a trend here kind of thing? It's really just that there's definitely issues. I mean, there's no question about it. We're seeing these things. I was telling Mike about this other video. I don't know this gentleman's name at all, but he was pulled over by cops. The video starts and it's basically the dude sitting in the passenger seat, wife's in the driver's seat, and he's got kids in the back, and he's got his window just barely cracked, and there's like a bunch of officers outside, and the video starts with him basically saying, look, I fully want to cooperate with you and everything. I just need to understand why I'm being pulled over, and you guys seem kind of aggressive out there, and to be honest, I'm a little bit scared to get out of the car. And he's real straightforward with them, and then they just keep telling him, open the door, open the door, open the door. He cracks open the door. They rip the door open. They jerk him out of the car. They tase him. He's on the ground. They're dropping knees in his back. His kids are screaming in the back seat, and I mean, it seems like we're seeing shit like this every few days.
And you know what you were talking about, is it a trend? No, I think it's always happening, but the fact that we can see it. So, okay, things are not deemed racist unless like a white person says, hey, that's racist. I'm going to help these black guys, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then, like, you know, and then it's like, oh, that shit's racist. But, like, black people and poor people have been talking about that shit forever. Fuck the police. NWA said that in the 80s. Yep. And now we're just seeing, everybody's like, oh, yeah, fuck the police. Right. Yeah. Like, bro, like, you know.
And you hear people talking about Rodney King was the beginning, but it really wasn't. No, it's going on way before that, too.
Fuck no. So.
Yeah, I was talking to a coworker about it too. I just feel like it's one of those. Like I posted something. Well, I can't even remember what I put on Facebook. It was one of those kind of situations, but it was the I can't remember which story it was, but it was basically kind of the way it was spun. That the guy who videotaped, forgive me for not remembering his name, the guy who got choked, Eric Garner. Yeah. The guy who shot that video, he actually got charged, indicted. Correct.
For what? I didn't
totally unrelated stuff. Oh, it was supposedly. Unrelated. But then, and so what I was talking to the coworker about was just kind of like, is this related? All of a sudden, his wife got busted within like a couple of weeks of that. They were on old charges that from previously, but now all of a sudden they're in trouble too. And I mean, I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but you can't help but wonder, like, those dudes are in trouble. The cop didn't even get indicted at all. Like nobody did. Yeah. But this guy shooting the video, the one taking it to the masses, so tons of people, he's in trouble for something else all of a sudden that he's flat out denying. He's saying this is absolutely ungrounded. I've been totally set up. Who knows? I mean, there's no way for us to know that kind of stuff. But you look at it, and the thing that was funny to me was I put it on Facebook. Nobody commented. Nobody wanted to say shit. I just put the headline, and I just kind of thought, and I wrote something like, what do you guys think? And I put a link to the article so people could go to the source themselves. And my coworker, Afton, she was one of the few people that actually responded. And so we had a little bit of a back and forth. Yeah. And then got to the end, and I just thought, that's the problem. Mm-hmm. It's such a heated issue. As soon as it comes up, everyone just kind of backs off. They just, I don't want to get into this. But we have to. I mean, we've got to figure out, this is our society. This is our future. You know,
it's our future. This is the future for your kids.
Absolutely. I got 3 little ones, man, and I know they're going to grow up in this world. And it's one of those things where I feel like instead of being black and white, instead of being conservative and liberal, being, you know, Republican, Democrat, what all these boxes that we're always trying to put ourselves into, times are changing, man. Yeah. People are individual people, and we've got opinions all over the spectrum on all sorts of things. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important, can we just start having logical, rational conversations with each other that's not preloaded, where somebody says one hot button opinion and all of a sudden, you're in that group. Now I know you're in that group, and I'm here, and the line is right between us, and this is where we stand, and that's where you stand, and you're on this side or that side. Pick. And it's just not how it works. I mean, it's all over the place. We have to look at each individual situation and what happened, and a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions. But I think
it's time for a change. Yeah. I don't know where it's going to come from. I don't know who. You know, and maybe that's what it is. It's not an individual that's going to be the lead. Right. You can't look to Al Sharpton to do anything.
Oh, hell no.
What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, COINTELPRO kill all the leaders. They did it to Malcolm. They did it to Tupac. They did it to Martin Luther King. You know, so as people, I think that's where it lies. You know, that's the vehicle for change.
Same thing we were talking about earlier. Communities. I mean, we're building communities and getting back in touch with each other. I mean, that's really the power is in.
You can't kill us all. 5-1, baby.
5-1, baby.
Yeah.
That's that whole song. Is that they may have the guns, but we got the numbers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
it's absolutely true, man. There is power in numbers. Yeah, and I didn't look much into the protest today. I know they marched from like point A to point B in Washington D.C., but I don't know exactly. I didn't read much past the headline.
Speaking about peeing, I gotta go pee.
Yeah, so go ahead, man. Go ahead, buddy. The podcast is a little longer now. We do an hour and a half, so we may eventually take this thing up to 2 hours. Just depends. It feels like what was happening is every time we'd get to 50 minutes and we'd go, oh shit, we got 10 minutes, and we'd look, and we'd just get on a roll and everybody'd be going, and then you're like, okay, podcast is over. So we moved it to an hour and a half. Got about 15 minutes left right now. So let's talk a little bit more about your music, man.
Right on.
So you guys, if you released albums, I'm
just those two EPs that we got,
and I thank you, man.
Dropped that off to you.
Yes, I appreciate you bringing this copy here. It's all about love.
All about love.
I love it, man.
You know, that was a title out of pure frustration.
Yeah.
You know, they were, what are we going to name it, man? And nobody could really agree about anything. And I remember my bassist called me. My bassist is always on my ass. Like, Carson's always on my ass, which he should be. You know what I mean? Because he's that type of guy. But he's like, yo, man, like, I really need a title, man. You got to give it to me. Just give me a list, okay? I was like up on a bender, dude. I'm like, dude, it's all the songs are about love, dude. It's just about love.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. It is all about love, man.
Yeah, you know, in a time like this, all about love, man. Fuck
yeah.
it, you know.
I thought it was going to be like a different story. Like the name of the band is Puff Puff Beer. I thought it was going to be like everyone was just sitting around in the circle and I was like, love you, man. Love you. It's all just all about love.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh, you got something. I don't know.
So that's not how it happened, though, right? It's like, I'm just joking.
Mark, he's looking at his phone the whole time, and then he chimes in like he knows what the fuck is going on at all. I love you, Mark.
I'm trying to pull up this picture on the thing. Can you remind me again where they should find on Facebook? Do you guys have a Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Is that Tony?
It's according to Mike and Tony.
According to Mike and Tony.
Yeah.
Cool.
I really like that name, by the way. I got to give you guys a drop, too.
Yeah, we'll do that before you leave for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna get one out of you too, Dom.
It's a clever name. It's A-Chording.
Yeah, it's like A dash and then chording, like chords on a guitar. CHOR. According to Mike and Tony.
Swag.
Yeah. So this one I'm holding in my hand here, All About Love. This is an EP. It looks like 5 songs on here. Who did the production stuff on this?
It's all in-house, man.
You guys do it all yourself?
Yeah.
Fucking A. It says Golden Yam Records.
Oh, shout out to my man Dots, man. How did I ever leave you out this conversation? The goddamn hairdo. Dots, the body. You know, he's a cool guy, man. He's a fellow musician. He's awesome. I mean, he has a great mind. You know, he approached us about a few months ago when we were just releasing these independently. Unlike Great Decisions, when we were actually represented. But then we jumped off of that and was like, let's just get on this.
Oh, that's the best way to go, man.
Yeah, let's just do it ourselves.
Yep.
And so yeah, we did everything in house, but the distribution, he jumped on the good old train with us, and he's trying to get his stuff going. His little distribution record label deal, Golden Yam Records. He's a good guy.
So Golden Yam Records, and then his name again,
Dots. Andrew Dots. Ellington, isn't
Eddington.
it? Eddington.
Well,
Eddington.
I really appreciate you bringing this, man. This is good stuff. I'm really looking forward
The
to
cover's
listening
pretty
to it.
dope too.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorites. And, you know, the last one was the chick's ass. Did you see that?
Yes, I did see that. Oh yeah.
So we're just gonna we're just gonna try to keep it real and keep girls on the cover. You know, different artists.
Yeah.
Do female. Which, you know, Cole's my brother, man. I love black exploitation films, and so he knows that. He knows I love that stuff.
Oh, that was my next question. Okay, so he did the album art here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty good stuff there. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
I'm glad I can give it to you, man.
Parental advisory, explicit content.
Just don't let your kids.
No auto-tune.
She rolls my weed, my nigga.
No, I'm not worried about my kids. We talk. I'm not, man. When it comes to censorship and words and stuff like that, I mean, they're just words. I think the important thing is for kids understanding the context, kind of understanding, you know, why things are inappropriate and in what situations are inappropriate. But other than that, I mean, I don't try to fool my kids at all.
Which is great. You teach them at a young age. You teach them like, this is the internet. you're not supposed to put your boobies on it. Like,
Dude.
you teach them
Yep.
what they need to know at a young age. Instead of being afraid, instead of closing your laptop, you open it and show them how to use it.
As soon as you start closing
You know.
stuff off to your kids, the first thing that's going to happen when they get free is they're going to go buck ass wild.
True.
Oh, cool. Looks like Mark's posting a picture there of us there. Is that going on Facebook?
Yeah, that's going on Facebook.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
everybody
Tag me in it, buddy.
Yeah, you got it.
$20 on it. Mike's on it. Antoine, aka Sax, and
I have to approve the
Juju
tag
Kim.
though,
Yeah.
because I used to be into some shit back in the day. So I got to
Go ahead,
approve the
check
Take
tag.
a look at it. Got to take a look at it
Make
first.
sure it was appropriate.
Make
you
sure it's
know.
appropriate.
You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah. So you guys play out a lot. You're taking time off for the winter. I'm doing the same thing. I did
Yeah.
it to kind of get the podcast off the ground. I'm going to be doing an EP next year, which I'm going to be next podcast. We're going to talk a lot about that. I'm going to kind of get that out there. But you guys are taking some time off right now. How often do you guys usually perform?
It's a tricky thing, and that's why our draw is pretty decent when we go places, because I feel like people are like, oh yeah, check me out this Friday at this coffee shop. Oh, no worries. Check me out next Friday at this coffee shop.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like,
and
hey,
then Tuesday, and then Wednesday.
Yeah. It's
and
like, hey, I'm playing next month, this date. If you don't see me then, who knows when you're going to see me?
Yeah.
I may not be in Portland for the next
That's a good
3 or
approach.
4 months,
That
you
was
know?
definitely something I noticed. I went to your guys' website, which is puffpuffbeer.com. Good stuff on there. Got some music. I like how simple it is.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't go out of my way really, really looking for it, but I didn't see anything right off the bat as far as like where you're performing or when you're performing. And that's almost, I never have heard
Well, in
anybody.
this day and age where everybody you're just one click away to remove yourself somewhat,
Well, then
it works. It
Yeah.
works for you if you do it the right way.
Right,
you know?
especially, and you guys, especially in your guys' case, because you have a following. Definitely, I mean, you look at those videos, you're packing houses. That's a great thing. But I think that's kind of a key thing. I've never heard anybody talk about doing that before.
Yeah.
I've heard of people kind of spacing out performances so that you can.
Or
have
you
a
hear
stronger
people
drum.
like, I perform every day. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, no. Like, I'm going to do it, because we'll hit, we'll pick our areas. Like, we'll hit the Bay for a while real hard, or we'll come back to Eugene in Oregon for a while, or then we, go up to Seattle for a while,
Yep,
so
yep.
it's no telling when, you'll be able to see us. And now I'm talking about going to Texas. So we're trying to open up our,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you guys got anything on the books yet for next year?
I'm throwing a New Year's show.
Oh shit! Where's that going to be in Oregon?
Yep.
Okay.
Portland. At my house.
Whoa, no.
Yeah. It's going to be a raging ass house show. I got 2 other bands on the bill. I'm sponsored by Lagunitas, so we're going to have some kegs out there.
Oh.
And just have a
man.
good old shit show. Just do it the regular old punk way.
Yeah.
So,
$5 at the door.
bop, sell some CDs, give people somewhere to come and party for the night and not have to worry about the police.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
And so you got a spot that's sort of a little ways outside of things, so that you don't have to
Fuck
deal
no.
with. Is it?
We're just gonna let the neighbors know,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Well, our house is pretty cool. It's like it's called New Asia. I live with about 6-7 other people.
Wait a minute.
It's
Your
a-
house has a name.
Yeah.
It's called New Asia.
New Asia.
How the hell did you come up with New Age?
I didn't come up with it. I'm just saying that's the name of the house.
Wait, I kind of relate. I mean, when I was living in California, there used to be a place called the I Street House, and it was
Yeah.
kind of where the music was always happening. And people,
Exactly. Yeah, I live with another band called Alder Street. Shout outs to Ian. Yeah. I actually did my album release with him in Eugene not too long
I feel
ago.
like we're gonna have to get together after the podcast, sit down and write down a list of people that we need to get on this damn podcast.
Oh yeah, I
There's
got some guys that you guys would just crack up. They're awesome.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
And then just so everybody knows the difference between EP, SP, and LP. Everybody knows, right?
I do.
EP
Explain.
is extended play, and it's generally, damn, you rubbed off on me right there. Generally, it's a 4 to 5 track,
That's what she said.
25 minutes. And then standard play, and then there's the long play, and obviously those are a little bit longer, but EP
little bit longer,
is just, yeah, that's what she said.
That's what she.
I got an
Damn, you
EP.
rubbed
I got an
up on
EP for you, baby.
Man, we're gonna have this guy do
No.
like 25 different style
No,
drops.
That's how it started off. He goes, I got an EP for you, girl. And then after the EP was done, he goes, I got that LP now.
I got
That
the
ball
mixtape.
curved so quick.
Got the mixtape.
Oh man, you got a great voice, dude. You
Hey,
could
thank you,
you could
man.
definitely do
Thank you.
voiceovers. I could see the theater thing and all
Yeah.
that too.
I mean, that's that's one thing I've never let go. I always feel like I'll probably get into acting later in life, too.
Yeah.
I got into it early, and I know I can do it. but my face hasn't caught up with my voice. So I could do, you know what I mean? Like it's like this nigga look like he's 15. Like I can play like a young
Everybody
ass,
knows the term. Black don't crack.
right? Like it's like this nigga look young as fuck. So I can't get away with like, hey, you know, like what do you want for breakfast, little Tony? Like, hey, shit ain't gonna work. I can't be nobody's daddy. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't got no babies. You know. Shout out to all my baby daddies in the world. Though. I think a Mark over
Damn
there.
right.
The king is dead.
I just want to plug
Mark, too. Look at Mark, though.
Yeah,
Fucking
Mark's
looks like he's
gonna
12 years old over
be
there,
young
dude.
forever, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Forever young.
I'm staying young, brother. Staying young.
Forever
Yes, sir.
young, I wanna be.
Forever young.
So you gonna start singing to me now, Mike?
No,
Oh damn!
I got a lady.
He gives her that LP.
I don't want your EP or your LP, Mike. Keep that both to yourself.
After a few beers, though, everyone, it's probably real. It's gonna be this real talk. It's probably just gonna be a single.
One and done.
One hit wonder.
One hit, one
Intro.
The intro. Not even a good song.
You
just
got that
the
skit.
intro.
You got the intro skit, girl. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, completely off the topic though. Who do you think is gonna go to the Super Bowl?
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I think
And
I think, yeah, coming from a Bears fan, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. A Bears fan. What are we? I don't even know our damn record. We're way under 500, though. I can tell you
the
that.
Colts are going to make it to the Super Bowl.
No,
Wow.
you shut
Oh.
up. That's just fan talk.
No, I really seriously think
don't
they
listen
can.
to him.
Andrew
He's
Luck's
fucking
going to go
retarded.
off.
Can we mute his mic?
Hey,
Yeah, I'm going to shut your mic off.
Hey, whatever.
I'm just playing.
Don't say that.
No, Aaron Rodgers is unstoppable, though.
So there's
I mean,
a fact.
He's for
Aaron
sure.
Rodgers. I don't know. I don't know if you guys listen to Mike and Mike in the morning too.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is on pace to be the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL.
He's unbelievable.
He's the stats that
hate
he's
that
hit.
guy.
The stats that he's hit right now are like just
Legendary.
Like, just years before like the Mannings hit it, you know, the Bradys hit it, the Elways hit it, the Marinos, the Montanas, the Steve Young. He's hit his stats way before, and this is from a guy
Who sat on the bench.
sat on
Can
the
we
bench.
talk about that?
behind
And
Brett Favre.
can we talk about that in the world
Mix
that
of
we're
things.
like, oh yeah, you coming out of college, you're gonna take my team to the Super Bowl. No, sometimes, man, you know, you need it takes special players to be able to do that. The Andrew Lucks, the
Steve
Russell Wilson.
It's only a few
Not the
people,
Colin
only a
Kaepernicks.
few players. No, only a few players can do that. Can truly just come out as rookies and take
Look
a
at
team like
Tom Brady.
John Elway, Dan Marino. Those are all rookie quarterbacks
Yeah.
that came out and just took their teams on. You know, Russell Wilson. But
Andrew
again,
Luck.
if you think about it, you know,
But look
Steve
at Tom
Young.
Brady. Look how long he sat on the bench.
Yeah, Tom
You
Brady
know?
sat behind the bench
for
behind
like
Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
12 games, though.
Well, that's still long enough.
That's
I mean, they're
still
already
big.
throwing in Johnny football. It's
Yeah.
like, come on,
After
you know,
10.
like
But the thing is,
After 11 games, it's about the
It's-
same amount of time.
But the thing is, like those quarterbacks that were good, all were behind somebody. You know, like Steve Young.
Even a Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, Steve Young, Joe Montana. He was behind Joe Montana.
Dang, I forgot about that. Yeah, Steve Young and Joe Montana.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice was spoiled, but
Oh, yeah.
he was
Oh,
spoiled.
jeez.
He was
yeah.
spoiled.
He
They're like,
loved
oh, he was the greatest. I had no doubt he was great.
You know who was
But he-
spoiled? Actually, you know who was spoiled? Joe Montana and Steve Young. I'd be the greatest quarterback ever if I had Jerry Rice to throw it to.
Yeah,
All
so
you had to
it's-
do was throw downfield.
Remember that was back when they had Bono too was the third quarterback.
Yeah.
They had
yeah.
three super
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
strong
Bono,
quarterbacks.
he went off to Kansas City and did
Yeah.
his thing
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
little bit too. Yeah.
yeah.
And niggas was getting hit back then,
Yeah.
too. Wasn't none of this
Right,
horse
right.
collar, like,
Yeah.
oh,
It wa- no,
that's
it's-
how you get hit.
Let's be
Like,
real. It's called the Tom Brady rule. Everybody knows that.
God, Tom fucking Brady.
After
So,
they broke Tom Brady's leg, it was never the same, man.
so Antoine,
Yeah.
so you say Green Bay and who else though?
I don't know, man. Maybe the Broncos.
Maybe
I think the Broncos could do it. I hate them. I
But
hate the Broncos.
Well, here's the
But
thing. Here's the
I
thing,
can
though.
see it.
New
I can
England's
see it,
going to
though.
get that number one seed, and everybody knows that Peyton Manning cannot play
in cold weather.
in cold weather.
But this
Wait,
could
that's
be
a
the
lie,
year.
though. What do you mean?
This
What
could
are
be
you
the year,
talking
though.
about?
All right,
can't
wait,
play-
we got a lot
you
we
can't
could
play
get
in
into.
New
I hate to
England.
do this, fellas. We're down to about a minute left in the podcast. I just want to say a super thanks to Antoine Simmons sitting
Yeah,
here.
thank you for
Puff
giving
Puff Beer. Check them out. You can Google Puff Puff Beer. I want to say Puff Puff Give every single time I say it.
Or Puff Puff Bear.
Puff
I
Puff
there.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
Puff Up Beer, check them out. They got a ton of good stuff. Live in Oakland is one of my favorite performances I saw in there. Thanks again to Dom Impey for introducing us to this dude and coming on
for sure.
again.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Appreciate it, man. Mark, thanks for being on the podcast. Can you put your phone down for like 3 seconds? Say something to the people.
I'm like trying to figure out, but oh yeah, no, yeah, fuck yeah, great.
Yeah,
awesome.
good job. All right, alrighty.
Thank you.
Mike Pierce, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, and again, everybody that wants those fun facts, Mike and Tony Show at gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Or if you just have suggestions, or if you want to shoot the shit with us, do it.
Yes, please.
We don't give a fuck.
Reach out to us.
Yeah.
Great show, everybody.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, guys. Cheers it up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Get your lazy ass over here.
Hey man, on a couch.